Let's head on over here now. Durban's beaches have been open for December. This is despite concern over sewage leakages into rivers, which have been occurring over the past year. The eThekwini municipality's mayor is expected to take a dip in the water today to prove that the beaches are safe for bathers. You heard correctly. Karinda Jagmohan is there, and she is standing by to witness this, historic moment. Karinda, hi.
Indeed, Judu, we're waiting for the eThekwini mayor to fulfill his promise of swimming in the beach to prove to bathers that indeed this water is safe. You'll see the mayor still playing soccer currently. The activities that are happening on the beachfront is part of the December festival launch. Essentially, this has been happening from the morning to tell tourists, well, it's safe to come to Durban. I asked my colleague Lungelo Zungu to come with me because I think it's time we maybe ask the mayor indeed to come with us to ensure that we can see him take a plunge in the water. Earlier today, the Deputy City Manager, Dr. Musa Gumede, took a plunge in the Umhlanga beach, where that beach has come under scrutiny because of the high E. coli levels. Let's quickly grab the mayor now. Mayor Mxolisi Kaunda grabs us now. You are well in your swimsuit. Mayor, as we walk to the beach, you're going to take the plunge. Tell people at home whether or not Durban beaches are indeed safe. Let's take a walk while you do so.
Indeed, we are open for business. Our visitors must come. Our water quality is safe. We constantly monitor the quality of water, so we guarantee they are safe. Thank you.
Mayor, tell us about the issues of repairing sewage pumps. We heard that 75% of sewage pumps are repaired after being destroyed in April. Is indeed all of our pumps working? There are reports that those in Umhlanga are still faulty.
Yes, Umhlanga pump station has now been commissioned, but there were challenges with the main holes because there was a lot of sand which is stuck in the main holes. So our teams are working hard to take out that sand, but the pump station is now operational, and we are also certain that as we have now operationalized our pump stations, we now need to rejoin pipes which were broken during the floods. Then once we do that, everything will be as normal.
It's indeed been a major task to undertake this for the city. Are we good with funds as we move forward? You mentioned that we are still expecting money from National Treasury.
Funds will never be adequate in the public sector, but with the few lesser funds that we have at our disposal, we have also readjusted them so that we can attend to the issues of floods. But we are also looking at receiving another funding from national and provincial government, around 1.5 billion rands. I think it will add more value in the reconstruction and rehabilitation process.
And Durban, of course, as we are very close to the water, Durban needs this tourism initiatives. Any message right now to tourists as you are about to experience, I think, one of the most popular spots in Durban, the beachfront?
Yes, ocean is our golden mile. Without ocean, the tourism is dead in eThekwini. So it's important that we diversify our packages of tourism so that there are destinations which are in deep rural areas and in townships, but also in the CPD. We need to intensify activities. Hence, you have seen us announcing more festivals that are going to take place in the city, which are the draw cards for tourists to come and visit our city.
Absolutely, draw card. Mayor, I think you maybe should experience this yourself. Let's watch you do it. eThekwini Mayor Mxolisi Kaunda. This was a challenge that was also put to him to take a dip in the beach himself if he is indeed comfortable that beaches are safe. Remember, these beaches were closed earlier this year because of high E. coli levels following sewage leaks in Durban. And of course, you remember that in the April floods, a number of pump stations were destroyed, a number were damaged, leading to sewage leaking into rivers and leaking into the ocean. E. coli is a bacteria found in the gut of animals and humans. The mayor says the beaches are safe to swim. Let's see him do this himself. A number of people are actually descending on Durban at this very point as December starts. And here you see the mayor swimming in this beach that has been closed for several months now, in fact, following the April floods. It was opened very recently. The mayor there taking that plunge himself with his swimming cap and I think goggles on as well. So you can just see then that he's going quite deep in the water, a bit away from our cameras as well. But this is an important time. This challenge was made to him by the DA earlier this week, when the city opened a number of beaches. And right now the city says that several main Durban beaches are indeed open and safe to swim in. And there you see the leader of the city taking the plunge himself, essentially, Dudu. And as he does so, remember that earlier today, the eThekwini deputy city manager swam in the Mxolisi beach, which has come under scrutiny when the city reopened it, because that beach is where there's sewage still leaking from a pump station nearby into a river leading into that beach. But the city manager, the deputy city manager, nonetheless took that plunge. So now perhaps with these visuals you see tourists, or the hope from the eThekwini municipality is that tourists will be much more comfortable to swim in this Durban beach as well. Dudu.
Yeah, hello and welcome to it. So if you're just joining us, you've been listening to the voice of Newzroom Afrika's Karinda Jagmohan, and if you're wondering why some men and women are risking their equipment getting into the water, so that they can capture the moment or moments where the eThekwini Mayor Mxolisi Kaunda got into the water, to give an assurance to people that Durban beaches are indeed safe. Look, Karinda, I'm by no stretch of the imagination a marine biologist, but those waves, as they crash onto the sand there, it looks different. It does have a different look. Are we seeing what you're seeing?
Indeed, Dudu, it's much browner, the color of the water as I'm here now. It's much darker than the usual lighter blue that you would see. This could be because of the sand as well when you come to the Durban beachfront. But indeed, even in Mxolisi, it's much, the color of the water is very different. You know what? I'll actually go in a little bit closer for you to see. But some of the major issues, we spoke to residents in Mxolisi, is that the water, they say, is not safe. It's not safe for people to swim, especially in Mxolisi. That's what some residents said to us earlier in the day. But, you know, we'll just try and get a bit closer to give you some of those visuals as well. You'll see there are many people here. One very big concern that people that was raised by the opposition party, the DA, is that many people who come to this area are not from Durban, and so they might not be aware of what is happening in the city as well. But let's just try and speak to some of those. Yeah, hellos, how are you doing, ladies? Our cameras here in Newzroom Afrika. The biggest issue over the past couple of months has been sewage leakages in Durban. But you're confident to take a plunge today?
I'm so confident. I mean, we had a speech from the mayor himself. All coast is clear. All systems go. It's time to have fun. Durban has won. We're ready.
Okay, let's see you also take the plunge as well. Now, please come tell us, how do you feel about Durban being open? Do you feel safe to go in the beaches as well?
I think I do. I don't think they would let people go into the beach if it wasn't safe. But, yeah, man, it's so liberating. It's nice. It's good to see. This is like another non-COVID thing we like.
A very interesting point there is that this time the beach is open, knowing that we're going through a tough time in Durban when we look at the COVID-19 pandemic, the unrest, the floods that happened earlier this year. And so while there's been concern about the beaches, another aspect from the tourism side is that they've been waiting for this particular time of the year to try and gain back some of what was lost in the local economy. Many of the buildings around, the hotels as such, have lost a lot when you look at the disasters that have happened in Durban. So that has been one of the major concerns. Let me speak to this gentleman here who's sending his little one into the water. So we're on Newzroom Afrika. Where are you from? And tell us about if you feel confident about Durban's beaches today.
Of course, I didn't bring anything to swim with, but as for my kid, I feel confident for her to be in the water. Yes, I'm from Inanda, by the way.
Okay. Any message for people to come and enjoy Durban?
Please come to Durban, please. The beaches are okay now.
Thank you very much. So before we go, Dudu, the mayor is out. Quickly, sir, before you end, how was that dip that you had? You feel good?
That was cool.
Yeah.
Water is fresh, and we welcome people to come and join us.
You're confident that you're not going to get sick in the coming weeks?
No, we are working hard. We are working tirelessly and to build a resilient infrastructure in the city. But it requires lots of money, as you know, billions of rands. But with the little that we have at our disposal, we'll make sure, when we are budgeting, we'll make sure that we reach 8% of maintenance in all our infrastructure, as well as the levy that we have started to charge, so that we maintain it very well.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Mayor Mxolisi Kaunda. He's jumped in the water. I've jumped in the water. The city says that the beaches are safe to swim, and they've invited tourists to come and assist Durban with the lost funds that we've had from the economy. But of course, we'll wait to see as well what scientists have to say. We'll be speaking to some of them tomorrow. In the meantime, let's take a break.